Welcome to the Living Oneness Gathering. I am your host, Sue Dumais. It's an honor to be here with you once again, joining hearts and uniting in love for each other and our planet as we shift consciousness from head to heart and live every moment from more heart consciousness. This is the direction we are heading. This is where we're at. This is what's necessary as we move forward into this next phase of our human evolution and our spiritual evolution as well. We are sitting in such a powerful experience. We're immersed in this beautiful evolutionary experience, and many people are challenged to navigate it, finding it hard to navigate. And then others are going with the flow, finding ways to adapt. It's really essential to be adaptable right now. If you're feeling very rigid and stuck and needing everything to stay as it is, or really kind of holding on to the structure, too much structure, you're going to find it's going to be a lot more challenging. So to be adaptable, to acclimatize to the shifts and changes, to the energies, and to be more flexible in the structure. You can have structure, but have flexibility. So flexible structure, not only physically, we need flexibility and structure within our body, but we also need flexibility within our minds. And the mind eventually, like we talked about last week, the mind eventually, as we know it, will be let go. So we will be operating and experiencing life and going through our moment to moment, everyday experience of being human from a very different perspective. And I have experiences of that. I have also visions and glimpses of that. But to really fully comprehend it is to experience it. And that's some of what we did in last week's Living Oneness Gathering. Each week that I take you through these different avenues and different experiences, they're not just by chance. They're actually designed to support you in this next phase of evolution or different aspects of the evolution. You might go back, you might be guided to go back to one gathering and listen to it over and over again for a month. Follow that guidance. If that's what you're feeling from your heart is very wise. It's more wise than your mind. It has more knowledge and knowing and wisdom than your mind does. Our mind is so limited. And when we really truly follow our heart's guidance, those nudges that we have, we are basically getting information direct from our soul, our divine self. And or you could go right to source if you want to eliminate that bridge of the in between. It's like your source speaking to you saying, "Hey, this is your path. This is the way. You're asking for this. Here's the answer." The challenge is the answer comes in, and then our mind takes over and questions it or doubts it or runs with it. If the ego is still in place, it runs with it and creates a story and creates all this extra work and all of these extra steps where the guidance in the beginning can be really simple and clear. So, listening to that first nudge or feeling that first nudge is essential, and honoring that wisdom even if it doesn't make sense, even if you question it, even if you're not uncertain, even if you're not understanding it in the moment, trust it. This is where we walk with blind faith and deep trust. This is the time. If you're going to foster those two qualities, now is the time to do it. And then foster flexibility in that as well, because we need to be flexible. So let's see where we go today. There's a lot of different uh, insights dancing around my awareness, as there often is, different lessons coming in, different insights coming in, different visions coming in. It's how I receive and how I perceive the world. It's not just I'm not just looking at a tree. When I look at a tree, there's a lot going on, but I'm used to it. I've adapted. I've adapted to it. So I can actually allow all of this information to be swirling around and it's not overwhelming. It's just how it is. But it's very peaceful and calm for me at this point. It used to be very overwhelming. It used to be very draining and tiring because my mind was always trying to either latch on or hold on or trying to figure this out or what did that mean? And it's just like, okay, interesting. It's like I'm constantly watching different projections of visions and movies and things come playing out. And I have no attachments. I have no clinging, no judgments, just a witnessing of it all. And in that witnessing of it all, like that profound observation of it all, I also have this deep trust that if there's something I need to know, that it'll be brought to my heart to be understood, or it'll be brought in a different context as a vision, as an insight, as more detailed steps, or something like a nudge I need to do, or inspired action will come in. If there's something more I need to know or do around it, it will be given. And I've developed that muscle for a long time, but it doesn't have to take that long, especially now, because our ability to be living from the heart, living in heart consciousness, everything around us is actually supporting us to do that. And it's the biggest block is your own mind, your own programming, your own conditioning. And all of that can be changed. And it can be changed a lot easier than it could be changed 5 years ago, even 10 years ago, even 1 year ago. Our ability to actually overcome deep programming is we're much more efficient and it's much more accelerated. We have access to accelerated healing. We have access to accelerated reprogramming of the mind, of our subconscious, even deep rooted thoughts and beliefs and programming. A lot of times that can change in an instant. So some things need a little bit more time. Some things need a little bit of talk therapy or a witness. I'm not saying everything, but it can be way more efficient. One session with a healer can undo 10 years. That's how efficient we can be healing right now. One moment of your presence with an aspect or a deep wound within you, one moment can heal many layers. So we're underestimating how powerful of a healer we are. We are all healers. Doesn't matter what you do for work or don't do for work. It doesn't matter. We are all healers, period. Even a pet is a healer. In my experience, we are all healers. We all have the capacity to be a healing presence or to heal ourselves. We can heal a wound on our arm just the same as we can heal an emotional wound. Some wounds, some cuts take a little bit longer, but they can heal given the right environment. So, what environment are you creating for your healing? For creating more awareness and awakening more and more to your potential? What environment are you creating? Is it an environment infected and toxic with other people that are negative or that judge you, don't believe in you, don't support you? And sometimes we have to have those environments, and sometimes those life classrooms are very powerful and hold powerful lessons for us. But this is a community right here, an example of a community that is nurturing, nourishing, supportive, that will accept you unconditionally and embrace you fully, meet you where you're at and remind you of your divinity, meet you in your humanness and remind you that you have way more potential. But at the same time, we'll accept you where you are. We'll honor where you are. We'll celebrate where you are because you've come a long way. All of us have. We've come a long way on our healing journey. You've done so much work and you're committed. Here you are, you're showing up. You're showing up to this type of experience because you're holding an intention for something. What is that intention? Intention for healing, intention for waking up to your more of your potential, intention to connect, to be a presence of love, to be a healing presence in the world, to be a loving presence. Is this a gift for yourself, for self-care, soul care? Those intentions matter. My intention every time I come to the gathering is let me speak and share the message that you all need to hear in this moment. And that could be different than an hour from now, or a day from now, or a week from now. So I don't come in with an agenda. I come in with an intention. That's it. Let me be a clear channel. Let me speak what you need. And what we need to hear is not always what we want to hear. That's the challenge. But I'll always tell you what you need to hear. And then the invitation is, when you're listening, let me be open to hear and receive the message, the energy, the experience that I need for my deepest healing, for my remembrance, whatever it is for you. There is no one recipe fits all. There are elements of the recipe that we can bring in to a community like this, but ultimately your recipe is a little different than another person's recipe. If we make 3 different versions of muffins, those are unique recipes. Even if they're the same kind of muffin, we can have a variety of ingredients that's needed by one that may not be needed by another. So be open to receive your unique recipe today for what you need for this time together. And you can translate that into your life then. We just had a big butterfly go by, a big monarch. So I'm at my office, but my window is in front of me. So I'm always looking out the window as I'm speaking. So sometimes I'll look up and you'll see me looking at things. Squirrels will go by, they run and they chase each other. Birds, butterflies, dragonflies. Sometimes dogs will walk by. So I have this beautiful view, these big trees in front of my yard. There's 4 big cedar trees and then a bunch of trees around it. So it's very private, but I can still see what's happening as people go by. So life is there for you to witness, to experience, to live in reverence, to honor, to appreciate. And even the challenging stuff we can appreciate. Even the stuff that rattles our foundation, rocks our foundation, shakes us up. It shakes us up to wake us up. There's always a lesson, there's always meaning, there's always purpose. If it's on your path, it must be purposeful, period. What that purpose is, you don't always get it in the moment, but sometimes you'll get it in hindsight. You can be open to present moment hindsight. But that's a mindset. Keeping the mind wide open, unattached, willing to explore and experience life, not just from the head, but from the heart. The heart is such a beautiful beacon, transmitter and receiver for life as it's unfolding in front of us. We can gain a lot of information from heart-led living versus head-based living. So let's sink in to your hearts and sink into an experience of oneness as you take some deep breaths. Let your breath anchor you in this beautiful moment and being open to unwrap the gift of the present. And sometimes when we become still and tune in, we experience discomfort. or pain, tension, tightness. We're suddenly aware of maybe an emotional layer that's been niggling at us, but we've been ignoring or pushing down or pushing in the background. Invite it all into the center. Invite it all in to be witnessed, to be honored, to be accepted for this moment. We are becoming more sensitive beings. Those that were highly sensitive before are becoming more sensitive. Those that weren't very sensitive are becoming sensitive. Our sensitivities are heightening. And at the same time, our tolerance is lessening, lowering. And that's good news because it keeps us accountable. It keeps us on track. It keeps us moving in the direction of supporting our evolution, saying yes to our evolution. We can't just sit and just pretend, let life pass us by and pretend that we're not in pain or pretend that we don't feel grief. We can't bury our emotions anymore. We can't pretend or ignore the body anymore. The body is a beautiful vessel, and we are meant to live in reverence for it, in reverence with it. It is part of creation along with everything around you. Inviting you to consider one thing, bring one thing into your awareness that brings you joy. So, for example, when I saw the butterfly go by, it brings me joy. If I see a hummingbird, it brings me joy. If I see a little bunny rabbit on my walk, or a squirrel or chipmunk, that brings me joy. Nature, animals bring me joy. Imagine one thing that brings you joy. And then give yourself permission to feel joy just a little bit more than you are. And we can use the right brain to imagine a butterfly in front of us. Imagine a butterfly landing on your finger. Imagine whatever it is that brings you joy, really coming close and saying hello, like really a close encounter with joy. And perhaps you can remember a moment or remember something that happened to you before that can actually bring that feeling of joy back in. And we're not chasing joy. We're not trying to have joy. We're just remembering what joy feels like. Now imagine that feeling of joy, even if it's a peaceful joy or it's an extraordinary joy. There's different degrees of joy. Just meet the level of joy that's present right now with gratitude of gratitude and appreciation and reverence. And you might even feel the joy spark a smile in your heart. And if you let it, maybe, just maybe, that joy will spark a smile on your face. Maybe it's a small smile, maybe it's a big grin, doesn't matter. Just let it. It might even just be the feeling of a smile in your face, on your lips, in your cheeks. You might even feel your eyes smiling. Even though they're closed, you might feel them smile. And for some of you, you might find many reasons to smile, and others you might just struggle to find one, which is where we can call in a memory or call in an image of something or someone that sparks joy for us, that sparks that smile, that gratitude and appreciation. I have these hanging baskets out the back on my back deck, and they're full of fuchsia flowers. They're beautiful blooming fuchsia. And I see the hummingbirds. Every once in a while when I'm looking out my window, I see the hummingbirds flying to the flower to flower to flower. And there's two baskets, and then there's a fuchsia tree, so they go between the three. And I was recently guided to buy a hummingbird swing, which is a little perch that you put beside the flowers so that they can rest in between their feeding. And the very first time I put it up, I was looking out the window and one hummingbird came and they're flying around. And then a second hummingbird came and they started to a little bit fight over the swing. So part of me was like smiling and joyful about it because I was watching these hummingbirds interact. And then another part of me was like, I need another swing. So I bought a second hummingbird swing because it brought me joy. Because it sparked something within me. I felt a sense of connection. And I always have since a young child. I would find like tiny little frogs that were the size of my nail. I could just see nature so clearly. I could really connect and relate to animals so deeply. So, what brings you close to feeling a connection to creation? Perhaps it's flowers, being amongst the trees or in the woods or near water. Maybe it's standing on the beach. Maybe it's watching a sunset or the sunrise. Perhaps it's feeling and seeing the energy of the moon at night. Maybe your connection is with other humans, children or adults, seniors. What sparks connection for you? And the connection we experience on the outside is often a reflection and a mirror of the connection we can feel on the inside. Do you feel a connection to your divinity within? Do you feel a connection to your soul, to your higher self? Do you feel a connection to your heart, to your body? And a connection is different than attachment. A connection is like seeing something and feeling something, experiencing something and then feeling it deep in the body and deep in the heart. A spark, something jumps or ignites. What aspects of you do you feel connected to? And we can have gratitude for that connection. We can appreciate what we have a connection to, what we feel aligned with, in tune with, a spark toward or within. And recognizing that in some ways we are the spark for others. And what if you could intentionally be that light, be that spark of love or joy or peace, whatever it is that you feel guided and choose to embody, to be a presence of love, to be a presence of peace, compassion, empathy. There are people in my life that are literally sparks of joy. That's the first thing I think of when I reflect on who they are. They are a spark of joy. And then there's others that are just really grounded presence. Others are full of humor and laughter. So they bring a sense of lightness. Others may be very friendly, outgoing, connect to everyone, talk to anyone, very social. Others just hold this quiet peace. And what we feel guided to embody in one moment might be different depending on our circumstances, depending on where we are, depending on who we're with. A beautiful practice to be of service would be, what does the world need from me today? Go with the very first thing that pops in. The very first thing that pops in is usually your intuition speaking, sharing. If you're entering a room, let me be a presence to serve what's needed for this space, for these individuals, for this situation, for this experience, for this event, whatever it is. My intention is always very clear, to be a peaceful, grounded presence, to be a messenger of love, to be a healing presence, a tuning fork, to bring energetic imbalances into balance and harmony. Now, it doesn't matter if I'm at the grocery store, in my car, at home, with my family, or in a crowd. That is the intention I hold. And what that looks like and sounds like is a little different in each situation, but the underlying intention is the embodiment of those words. So it's one to hold an intention of peace, but what does peace, what does the embodiment of peace feel like? What does that feel like within your cells, within your body, within the spaces between your cells, within your energy field? How can you invite peace in your heart, in your body, in your mind? And so much so that you emanate peace. And you become this symphony of frequency of peace. And many of you find it easy to be that for others, but what about for yourself? To be peace, compassion, love toward self, toward all aspects of you. To love without condition, to love without limits, to love without judgment. Imagine if you could love yourself, and maybe many of you do already, love yourself without limits. I love you no matter what. What if you said that to yourself in the mirror? I choose to love you today, no matter what happens. We can allow that inner love to expand as we turn that love toward ourselves, that peace toward ourselves, and allow it to expand from within, from a deep, authentic place where it's fully embodied. And from that space of deep love, we can extend that love out into the world, and it will feel even more powerful, even more far reaching, even more impactful. But when we take the essence of our love and we project it outward and give it to everyone else but ourselves, that love has limits, even if you think it doesn't. Because you are one with creation. And to love a part of creation and to deny another part of it, denying an aspect of yourself or loving others more than you love yourself, is limiting. And you may not be able to fully love yourself right away. Or maybe you can increase the love for self, expand it a little bit more in this moment. Or maybe you can blast it out and make a choice to love yourself unconditionally, without limits, without boundaries. To be self-love, emanating pure, authentic love towards self and toward all of creation. That's way more powerful. So for some of you, that might be easy, and for some of you, that might be a little bit of heart work that you can do. I remember when I was in my early 20s, I had an eating disorder, several eating disorders, and I was in a really dark place. And on the outside, everyone thought I was good, but on the inside, I was really in a dark place. And I don't use the word hate very often, but at that moment, in that time of my life, I hated myself. I hated it. I hated me, all of me. I wanted to be anyone else but me. And the affirmation that came in was, I love and accept myself. And then it shifted to, I love and accept all aspects of myself. And for the longest time, it felt like a lie, but I said it over and over and over again because I was determined to break through that barrier, that block, that programming of self-hate. I was determined to find a way to love myself unconditionally. And it took me 6 months of feeling like I was lying to myself to suddenly, all of a sudden, just feel some truth to it. And then it started to expand and become more of my truth. So some deeper conditioning takes a little longer. And sometimes it takes a bit of work, but it's worth it. As you take some deep breaths, I invite you to be willing to look at, where do you need to do some work? What aspects of yourself are you either denying, dismissing, neglecting, ignoring? And perhaps it's an aspect of your body, an area of your body that needs some love and support, and maybe needs some form of healing or a practitioner to support you. All I'm asking is for you just to shine light in that space. Where or what aspects of you need your attention? What aspects of you are you denying, judging, neglecting? Are you willing to bring those aspects of you into the light of awareness? And then are you willing to make a conscious choice to change that, to shift that, even if you don't know how? Just start with awareness, acceptance of what is, and a choice to make a change, to shift it, to heal it, to nurture it. And then in this moment, bring that into your heart to be witnessed, to be accepted, to be honored. And then you could shift into wonderment. I wonder what it would feel like to have this aspect of myself healed, or to have this aspect of myself fully embraced and accepted and shifted. I wonder what it would feel like to be on the other side of this, to love myself fully, wholly, and completely, whatever it is for you. I wonder what it would feel like. And then invite that feeling as if it was already true, just the feeling. We're not dismissing or denying that maybe there's some work you need to do around this. I just want to invite the feeling of the potential of what's possible. Maybe it sparks joy or peace. Maybe coming full circle with that healing could actually open up doors for you. Maybe you could feel a little bit lighter. We are not beings that are meant to carry fear, doubt, regret, density, heaviness, judgment. We're not meant to carry all that stuff with us. We're meant to process things in the moment and then release them with love, forgive them. We're meant to feel emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. We're meant to feel an emotion, let it wash through us, and then leave it, release it, honor it. It sometimes can change us. But we don't need to bury it or contain it or keep it or hold it or drag it behind us like a big anchor. We don't need to bury it and carry it like a big, massive pack on our back. Unexpressed emotions are heavy and dense and becoming heavier and denser. As the frequencies change, as we shift more and more into alignment with being a divine human, we will become more efficient at processing energy. So any baggage you're carrying, any luggage, any boxes or containers or chests of vaults, whatever you're buried in there, any density will need to be witnessed, honored, and processed. And it doesn't have to process for a long time. It could be a moment, it could be a day, it could be a week, but it doesn't have to take long. But you need to be willing. It requires some courage. Even 20 seconds of courage just to begin. Sometimes that's all it takes to clear it. If you feel tears, let the tears be. Let them have a pathway, let them have space. If you feel a wave of anger or despair, let it have space. Witness it, honor it, embrace it, fold it in, stir it into your heart space to be witnessed. Imagine you were so deeply connected to your sense of self that you could meet all aspects of yourself with such patience and empathy and compassion. Imagine you could have love for all of your pockets of leftovers. There's no judgment. No judgment about what you're holding or what you've been holding. And it doesn't even matter how long you've been holding it, just a willingness to witness it now. Because on the other side of that density, on the other side of that unexpressed emotion is a freedom, a lightness of being, an expansion of energy, an expanded version of you, a more truer version of you. a more authentic version of you. Breathe and allow. Now breathe and receive whatever energy I need. Let me receive it now. Whatever energy that will support me, let it flow to me now, direct from source. I receive with gratitude, appreciation, and courage. Yes, thank you. For some of you, it'll come like a big wave. Some of you will come like trickles, drips, strings, bubbles, sensations. Just let it come. Let it arrive and enter your field in the path of least resistance. It might even come through the center of your heart, through your source point, right into your beingness. It may come down your central channel and in, or it might come up from Mother Earth. Be wide open, deeply curious, gracious, with gratitude. The energy of yes and the energy of gratitude. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. And if you want to hold one expectation, you can expect miracles. Not a specific miracle, but any miracle, any and all miracles. Imagine your mind expanding into infinite possibility, infinite potential. As you awaken your innate ability to heal, your body's ability to heal, it's always moving toward balance and harmony, always. And the aspects where it is not is simply unbalanced energy in a pocket that needs to be honored, witnessed, supported, and you'll be guided to what your body needs when it needs it. Trust. Trust your heart. Trust your intuition. Trust your inner knowing. Take some more deep breaths. Now imagine a wave coming from the bottom of your energy field. And it's a wave that includes fire, water, air, earth energy, and etheric energy, space. And it's swirling, moving from the bottom, moving up your field, around and within you. Washing, purifying, flushing, clearing. And then another funnel of energy coming down. So that one continues, and then we have a second one in two directions, coming down and the one going up They continue and they complement each other. And in some ways, they might cancel each other out, which becomes more of a 0 point, which is great. And let it. A still point. And then other areas are just washing in all directions. Inviting your field to be purified, but also inviting that to move through the body as well. The energy of the body, the energy of the cells. Yes, thank you. This energy is coming direct from source. I'm shepherding it, I'm guiding it, directing it, but it's coming from source. I'm holding the space for it to come, and it's up to you to hold the space to receive, to allow, to invite it in fully, to be wide open, to be receptive, to be gracious, thanking Source for the gift, thanking your higher self for the gift, the energy that you need in this moment. That energy may come in as just a feeling or sensation. It may come in as an image or a vision. It may come in as a feeling or emotion. It may come in as colors. It may come in many different ways. There's no one right way or any wrong way. Take some more deep breaths. And just know that this energy will continue. So we've activated a healing energy in your field. It will continue for at least 24 to 48 hours. It will integrate while you sleep as well. It will continue as your body rests at night and all through the day. And every once in a while, you may just place your hand on your heart space and say, yes, thank you. I continue to receive this healing. I continue to receive this shift and the gifts and the miracles that come from it. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. And as you bring your awareness back to the space you're in, invite your body to ground. Invite that connection to Mother Earth to strengthen and deepen. Remember, you have that electromagnetic grounding cord, main cord with a coil wrapped around. You can have more than one if you need it, if that's what feels guided. And we are plugging into new earth energies, new earth grounding. Slowly bring your awareness back to your surroundings. And some of you may feel guided to stay inward with your eyes closed. Some of you may open your eyes. Just notice how you feel. Some of you may feel inspired to share it in the chat. Feel free. Lisa sharing, my body felt heard and loved. The energy surrounded me softened. Beautiful. Again, there's no right or wrong way. You might have felt very tumultuous and it might have been like a really jarring experience. That's okay too. Sometimes when life bumps up against our leftovers, it's not always comfortable. Lisa's just sharing, I felt the butterflies softly land on me and dance around me. Beautiful. And Nicole, thank you. Just what I needed. You're welcome. So this is one you could listen back to. You could experience it daily for a while, or whatever you need. You might feel like you've had enough and you need a couple days before you listen again. Keep in mind, I don't know what episode we're on, like 60 something episodes of Living Oneness Gathering. And that doesn't even include the first 40 that I did that weren't part of the podcast. All of it is a curriculum in itself. If you're struggling, and it's free, if you're struggling and you need support, go back to one of the gatherings and see which one jumps out at you. There's gems in all of them, and there's a curriculum in it. I'm not just randomly sharing ideas about living oneness. This is a curriculum to support where we are right now as humanity. And it will continue to support you in the way you need it until it doesn't, until you don't need it anymore. And then you let the episode go, you let the piece go, because it's integrated, it's landed, it's aligned. So I'll read a few more. Amy, I feel clean and refreshed. Beautiful. That was a good cleanse. Stacy could feel a warmth come from above. Beautiful. Share deep releases, joyful peace. Yep. Elizabeth, feeling so much love for my body and ongoing healing, much peace. Beautiful. Love it. Thank you all. And you can continue to share. I will read all of the comments afterwards after I complete the gathering. I always read everything. And I'm really grateful for the space to be able to share this time with you, and for each of you for showing up and for being so willing and so present in the world the best way you know how, even if it's just a moment here and there, or if it's all day long, whatever your intention is. I'm grateful for those moments where you are present and available to be a beacon of love, to be a messenger of love, to be a presence that others need, and a presence for yourself. Remember that self-love is the first gift. It's easier to extend it outward. It's sometimes more challenging to extend it inward. So I invite you to do that this week if that's the area that you need to work on. I'm grateful for each one of you. I see you. I honor you. I appreciate you. And keep holding steady in your light and your love and your presence. Until next time, love and blessings.